Now, watching TV and movies together can improve your relationship with your significant other, according to a new study. Researchers from the University of Aberdeen found couples that share TV shows, books and movies with their partner feel closer and more satisfied. Well, joining me in the studio is behavioural psychologist and relationships expert Jo Hemmings. Hello to you, Jo. Thanks for joining us on Sky News this afternoon. So watching the telly together or box sets or whatever is good for your relationship?
Yes, I think it is. I mean, it gets a bit of bad press watching TV together. It's supposed to be the sort of lazy option. But I think, firstly, there's masses of choice. So if you can find something you both want to watch together, it shows a certain level of compatibility, respect for each other. And actually, it's very easy for couples to be in the same room at the same time on different devices, not communicating at all these days. So there is a quality time that perhaps there wasn't 10 or 15 years ago in watching TV together.
How important is it to do things together? Because, one of the arguments is that you need to do things apart in order to want to spend quality time together. And quality time together, is it really watching the telly?
I think it can be. I mean, anything taken to extremes, if all you ever do together is watch TV, probably you need to do something else or think about something else you can do with each other or independently. But actually, I think you've got social media. People talk about TV now. They don't just watch, they can pause it, so you can have a little chat about something. It's not that sort of glued to the box, jaw-dropping, never speak to each other sort of activity it was perhaps 15 years ago. People are now able to talk about it afterwards. I think it encourages dialogue, it encourages relationships. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a quality thing to do these days with good TV about.
And how important, conversely, how important is it to spend quality time apart?
Well, I think it is. I think that's down to individual couples. Personally, I think having a bit of independence away from being a couple 24/7 is very important. But there will be other people who say, no, we spend all our time together and that's the way we like it.
Yeah, lots of people actually have been sending us, not lots actually, lots of people didn't want to get involved. They've been sending us tweets, but they've not been very keen on actually saying on video what they do to keep their bond. However, Scarlett and David did.
I think one of the best things we do to stay together and keep things exciting and fresh is doing new things together. So it could be as simple as going to a new restaurant or bar, or
even something as silly as watching a new TV show together, sort of you can't watch an episode without the other person sort of thing.
Simple things. Or big things like travelling to the other side of the world together. That's definitely something that you're going to share and be able to talk about and have new experiences every single day.
Definitely.
How lovely that they finished each other's sentences.
Indeed, there's compatibility in a good relationship for you.
Certainly is. Let's bring in Nikki, should we? Nikki has a simple rule.
Okay, so in a relationship, I always make sure to make up after an argument before going to bed.
And Chris agrees.
Hi, my mum and dad were together for over 50 years. Done an awful lot of baking together, brought up 5 kids, argued, but never ever went to bed on an argument, and that was a secret of success.
That's the thing though, isn't it, that older couples potentially stayed together because that was what was expected, whereas 21st century couples perhaps not so much, and certainly marriage is falling in numbers.
It is, and I think when you talk to older couples, they'll often say, we put effort into our relationship, as they did to a lot of things. We made sure if it was going wrong in any way, we'd get it back on track, and perhaps people give up a little bit more easily these days. So I think that definitely sort of marks an older couple out.
Okay, we've got one more. We were arguing in the office earlier about whether or not we were going to use this one because he's a regular contributor, Ian Royce, but we decided that we would. He's known, of course, if you watch Sunrise, he's a regular paper reviewer, and he sent us this rather cheeky little video.
Obviously, Kate, it's really, really important that we keep tweeting each other so this relationship of ours continues in its loving, blossoming, beautiful way. I know it's only Twitter to you. To me, it's a full-blown relationship. You have a lovely day.
What can you say?
But, interestingly, how important is Twitter or social media in 21st century relationships?
Well, I think it's quite important. Again, something else that gets bad press, but it gives some people a bit of independence. They've got some friends and some discussion topics they might not be sharing with their own partner, but they share on social media, on Twitter, and I think that works well, as long as you're using it as a proper tool rather than doing something secretive behind your partner's back. Absolutely, it's a great
But
thing.
people see, maybe even Royce, I'm kidding, Royce. People see potentially Twitter as be people that you're tweeting are your friends, and they're not.
Well, your social media friends, you're having interaction with them, you're having discussions, a bit of banter. Yeah, they're social media friends. I think that's a sort of acceptable kind of friendship these days. They're not your real friends.
But what we've gathered from this research is that it is okay to sit on the sofa holding hands, watching Corrie or whatever.
More than acceptable, to be encouraged.
Okay, great to talk to you. Thanks very much
Thanks,
indeed for
Kay.
joining us. Thanks.